the Sand King, but also the Comeback King.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tired coming back? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've been coming back already a few times this year, and Lommel, and again, today was one of the biggest comebacks I've done in a while. Like, coming from almost half a minute down, I think like 25 seconds to Corky, to chase them all down, pass them, and even pass them, and they still win. So that was quite intense. But it was good, you know. I went 1-1 on my home GP, and that's all I could ask for.
And in the second moto, you actually got a pretty good start. I think you're even ahead of Jorge at the start.
Yeah.
Is this real life?
Yeah.
But like the first 10 minutes, were you just sort of chilling because you knew you were there, and you knew in the first moto you came from so far behind? Were you just content sitting there for the first 10 or so minutes?
I felt like I had it under control. Like, you know, I could see the leaders and I could see what was happening. So I felt I had things under control, and it's definitely never easy, but I mean, I had the speed to really go over them if I had to, and once I passed Corky, I gapped them by 5-6 seconds, kept it, and managed to win. But obviously Corky is also very, very strong in the sand, and he's, like I said to many interviews already, for me he's the most talented, the most gifted rider in the paddock right now. So to beat him is never easy, but I think for the sand I'm a bit more big and a bit more strong, and that one kind of helps me. But yeah, I think today was a really good day, and yeah, let's look to Swiss again next weekend.
You say Jorge is the most talented rider, but I mean, I agree he's the most technical, but when it comes to talent, I mean, do you not remember how good you and Ken Roxon were at 15? Wow, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, but still, like when you see Jet Lawrence and you see Corky Prado,
yeah,
you
the technical,
the technical side of what they do, it's just insane. They're so good, and for me, even maybe Jet is even a step better. I wouldn't say he's better, but I think, you know, he's just really good and really complete. And also Corky, man, I can't say any bad word about him. He's really good. He's one of the best racing right now, and yeah, I'm happy I can beat him every now and then. But yeah, he together with Jet are the guys for the future, I guess. Together with, I think, Lucas Spooner coming up, he'll be a big star, I guess, as well in the future. So we'll see.
And obviously, lately it's just been the big three, you, Tim, and Jorge. But Glenn Coldenhoff got in the mix. Was it nice battling with him this weekend? And obviously that was probably better for the crowd atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, actually, I was at training just a couple of weeks back, and Glenn was there, and he just smoked me. I was like, oh, he's so fast. But when he comes to home GPs, he's always quite good, I would say. So he's been, yeah, I'm happy for Glenn, because his season hasn't been going that great. It's not bad either, but like I think he expected more. So for him to come back, and I think he finished 4th overall. I'm very happy for him, and also that he won the quali. He deserves it as a person. He's such a humble, nice guy.
And after Lommel, I think you had an update on the bike to try and improve the starts. Yeah. Can you tell me a little about what that update was, and did you use it in Hawkstone in Sweden?
I used it in Hawkstone. I didn't use it in Sweden.
Okay. Did you use it here?
I used it in Balen on Thursday, and I used it yesterday. But yeah, because I had a back injury, which had nothing to do with racing. It just went through my back, but doing absolutely nothing actually. So we had actually a big test plan this week on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I couldn't do it because of my back. So we didn't have the right software to really make it as good as we can. So, you know, we didn't have enough time on that. So hopefully we can start testing again after Switzerland and maybe race in the last races. It has something. I think it's better for the start as my current bike. But yeah, we still need to fine tune it, and you know, also my bike I'm racing now is a great bike, so I'm very happy with that as well. And
we're 16 rounds in.
Yeah.
You've actually made every round so far this year. I mean, even the years you've won the title, you've probably missed a round somewhere. Yeah. Are you just enjoying lining up at every GP this year? Is that something you're enjoying? Because it's been a long time since it's happened.
I've done 80% of the year, so I need to do 20% more, which is 4 more races. So.
Fingers crossed.
If I can, if I'll finish all 4 of them. That's my goal.
And just on the title, it's very intense between you, Tim, and Jorge. Obviously, Sweden, bad luck there. Are you thinking about the title? Like,
you know, Sweden really made it difficult. Start crash on Saturday. I obviously had the speed all weekend to match the leaders, which was, I think, Tim I don't know, Corky won actually 1-1. You could see on the Sunday I could match the speed. Also, first motor, you know, Tim hit me, went out of the track. I don't think he did it on purpose, but still, we got in touch, went out of the track, got back to 15, and you know, obviously finished that motor in 5th, I think. So lost quite a lot of points, so that didn't help me. But still 4 races, 35 points down. For me, like I said, the championship is not even on my mind, because for me, everyone expects Cork or Tim to win, and so do I. So whatever I do is good, I would say.
And how do you feel going to Switzerland? That wasn't a great GP for you last year, but I think it was only round 4 last year, so you were still kind of getting into the swing of it. How do you feel going there? And will you do Lelystad during the week, or what are your plans?
I need to see a bit with my back how that healing is going, but yeah, right now I haven't really planned anything yet. But yeah, I just look day by day and try to make the best as I can out of the Switzerland race.
And just on the Motocross the Nations, obviously it was picked. I don't think anyone can really argue with the team based on the whole. Are you excited to go to the Motocross the Nations for Team NL, and I'm sure at least challenge?
Yeah, I think we have a really strong team. You know, we had too many riders actually to take out from, because like Glenn didn't got selected. There was Brian didn't got selected just because we have already so many good riders, as in Guy, as in Calvin, as maybe myself. So anyway, I'm happy I'm on the team, and I think we could do a good result. I think winning as a team is quite difficult against Team US, you know, Team France. You know, they won last year. They're always quite good, Team France. Then Australia. So it's but I think as a goal for ours as a team would be very nice to be on the podium. That's what I would hope for our team to be on.
And finally, it's nice to see, well, from your point of view, I'm sure it's nice to see a Dutch kid in MX2 dominating the way Kai has. What's your thoughts on him as a rider? He kind of reminds me of you, because he kind of sends it at the end. Like today, he didn't need to go for Lucas, but it goes to show how much he wants to win. Yeah,
I think Kai's looking good for the championship. Hopefully, I mean, yeah, he's Dutch and he's a little bit my friend, so if I want somebody to win the championship, I hope it's Kai. Not that I don't want Lucas to win, because I think Lucas is a very great kid too, but yeah, my connection with Kai is a bit different, and we know each other already for a longer time, so definitely my hopes go to Kai for hopefully winning this championship. He deserves it. I think over the whole year, both of them been very good, very solid, but yeah, it's still going to be an interesting last 4 races for them.
And obviously Ruben he worked for you for years, and he's working with Kai de Wolf now. I think he's been very positive for him. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think it's Ruben has a lot of experience, so I think Ruben worked with me for a long time, and I think he's a really good guy, as he's my friend as well. He's still my friend, so I think he can keep Guy a little bit calm and hopefully bring him to the goal, the championship.
Perfect, thanks for your time, Jeffrey. I think it's been 3 years since you last raced MXGP. First of all, what's it like being back in the paddock as a rider? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it for sure, really much. Of course, it was quite a difficult impact, rather than say the first moment, because when we went in for the first practice, the track was already so rough. And I say, okay, maybe it was not the best choice to choose this GP, but then we get a bit in the racing mood, a bit better, and then we try to test some different things on the bike also. That helps a lot, and yeah, in the end I was feeling good. Like yesterday, P7 was quite a good result for a completely new bike, and also after so many years out, I was feeling quite good. Then for today we changed a couple of things because we come here for testing, of course. So we swap quite a lot of things on the bike, and first motor didn't work so well. We had some trouble with the start already. I hit a bit the gate, and then I was last, so I come back to P15, which was of course not the best result, but still, I mean, I was quite happy with it, with the riding. Then second moto, again, not such a great start. We changed something else on the bike compared to yesterday, but yeah, wasn't really helping so with the start. So we try to push around the track a bit better, and I was quite happy with the first 6 or 7 laps. Let's say I come to P7, P8. Trying to fight with Iago that was a bit dropping, let's say, but I couldn't really pass him until I had some other issues with the bike, and I had to stop. But let's say we had really good collect some good information, and let's say we are happy to come out with of course no crashes also, because after so many years riding a track like this is not easy, and I'm happy.
And during time practice, it looked like the back end of the bike was moving around quite a lot in time practice, but actually in the qualifying race I thought the bike looked pretty good. Did you feel more comfortable, and what did you change in between?
Yeah, we are changing a lot of stuff on the bike, really much, and I think it's a part of the game that we are here, we are testing, we are here for testing. Of course, I wish I could keep the bike, on the same all the time, but we are here for testing, so it's important to collect data. And we had some good information.
And obviously, at the end of last year, you signed with Ducati. Just how exciting is it to finally see the awning and the bikes in the MXGP paddock? We've all been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so proud, that I had the chance to bring the bike, at the debut, let's say, on this series, and we are really happy. I mean, how it also went. We show that the bike is already at the moment capable to stay in the top 10, which is a super great result, let's say, for such a young bike.
And how are you finding the development role with Ducati? Obviously, you were KTM team manager last year, but I don't think you rode that much. So have you enjoyed riding a lot more in the Ducati and testing, and how are you finding being a development rider?
Actually, last year I didn't ride at all so much. The only time I ride a bit more was 1 month in, let's say, in August, where I raced in Balen, the 250 race, which I won, so I was quite pumped about that. But then after we didn't ride anymore at all. So this year I had the chance to have this new project coming along, and we ride. We put some laps on the bike, testing a lot of different things. Really interested for me to have the chance to develop the bike.
And also having Alessandro Lupino involved, a good friend of yours, it's almost like full circle, because at the Cairoli Yamaha, whenever it first started for both of you worked together, and now at the end of your career, here you are both working together, so that must be quite nice. And he's also very good at developing.
Yeah. I mean, we are very happy, that we could make it happen like this. We are completely different riders in terms of riding styles and stuff. So it's also interesting to see that we can actually have the same ideas on the bike and work. So I think the bike is really performing well, also in terms of a standard bike which can adapt to a lot of people.
And we've been down to see the Ducati and you in the paddock. Why did it take so long? Were you tempted to come before this GP?
No, actually, it comes quite quick, to race, because if we see other brands that comes to the circle, they have been testing for years before they even do a race, and we just made 1 year that the bike is on track now, and we are already racing MXGP for the top 10 places. It's crazy. I think the guys are doing a very great job with the bike.
And Alessandro Lupino is leading the Italian Championship, so if he can get that over the line, first year as a brand to win a title would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we're really pumped about this also, yes.
And do you plan to race any more Italian Championships?
No, I don't know any Italian Championship races. The plan is also to start, developing the 250 bike soon, and so we have some projects going on that, and of course we still need to prepare also the Sport 50 bike, for the next year, which is at the moment is a completely standard bike. So what we are riding today is what we're gonna sell next year. And now we have to start working actually to the factory bike that's gonna be, available for the riders who will take part of the championship.
And have you done much sand riding throughout the year so far on tracks like that, as rough as that?
No.
And how was it?
Not at all. The first time the bike puts the wheels on the sand was, let's say, end of July this year. So. And we rode in Belgium a bit, but never on a track so rough like this. So it was quite of a drama, let's say. Like I said before, yesterday on the first practice, I was like, wow, this is one. Last time I see a track like this with racing, I think it was 2020, let's say, or 2021. So it was quite a long time ago.
And there was maybe some chat that you might do Spain. Do you think you'll maybe do the last round or not?
No, at the moment it's not on the plan. We have to analyze the data of today. We have to analyze what we can improve. And if we get parts on time and everything gets maybe, but at the moment not. And
MX2, when do you think you'll start testing the MX2? Are you going to be heavily involved with that? Will you still ride both bikes, or will you just fully focus on MX2?
No, I will ride both bikes.
Okay.
also together with Alessandro we swap a bit, and I think the development will start end of October, let's say. Now the engine is already running on the dynos, and soon they will put it on a bike, and then end of October I think we will start with some.
And when it comes to the riders that are going to race next year, do you have any input on that at all? Like maybe they ask you your opinion, or do you just leave that to other people?
For sure they ask my opinion. We are searching a bit around, let's say. Of course there is some that are more interesting and some else that we are still evaluating, but at the moment we can say that of course we would like to have some Italian on the team, young one, so we will see what we can do, and then for a better rider, let's say a top 5 guy, there is not so much choice, let's say, to be honest, because everybody is quite signed already, but we will see next weeks. In the next weeks there will be for sure a press release, and then they will announce.
Perfect, thanks very much for your time, Tony. Coldenhoff, there's been a script this year, and it's usually been the top 3 or 4 in the top 3, but this weekend the script, you broke it in that qualifying race. Pretty unexpected, I would say. You must have felt amazing to win your first qualifying race in MXGP. Quite unbelievable.
It's not the first one. I won last year in Lommel.
I'm pretty sure Fantic tweeted that.
Oh,
so,
Fantic, sure. Yeah, no, it's a long way coming. We've been struggling quite a bit, and you know, we never gave up. We always kept working and kept improving, and yeah, I would say this weekend here is definitely a big step forward. Especially if you look at all other GPs, most of the times there were 3 guys which were up front, and yeah, this weekend I was battling with them, so it was definitely a good weekend. A bit of a shame that I was not on the podium, but I left nothing on the table, so I can't blame anything and anyone.
I mean, did you expect to be so good this weekend? I wouldn't say you're struggling really badly, but that was like the real Gyan Coldenhoff of a few years ago. Did you see it coming?
I think if you look to Lommel, I was a bit unlucky on the Saturday, and we definitely did some more testing after Lommel, and that definitely helped out. I know for myself that I'm able to do this if I'm feeling good, and got big help from the team. Like I said, they worked really hard, and you know, they got me back comfortable, and obviously the starts were amazing this weekend. I got 3 whole shots, even in front of Corica. I mean, that means something, and yeah, let's try to keep this line going, and next week in Switzerland is completely different circumstances, but you know, I'll keep working, and we'll go back hard back on Wednesday, and hopefully kind of similar in Switzerland.
I was going to ask you about the starts actually, because I don't think people realise in MXGP just how important the starts are. It makes life a lot easier when you start first instead of having to come through the pack. So, yeah. And I'm sure the crowd in the first lap was very loud.
Yeah, sure. No, it's always nice to take a whole shot, and you know, you have 40 riders who want to take a whole shot, so it's not that easy. And I mean, to do that here in the Netherlands, you know, leading first lap, it's something really nice. Especially, you know, the crowd, they go wild and all over the place, all over the track, and it was a really good feeling.
And you talked about testing with the Fantic there. Have you made much changes to the bike in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we did quite a bit.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the changes?
No, I think about 5 weeks ago we started testing again on engines, and yeah. We still did a little bit of testing before, which was before Sweden, yeah, and yeah, we changed the suspension big time after Lommel, and it looks like it's fitting more to myself, and yeah, there were some big changes, but just happy now. I'm feeling more comfortable, and I'm able to do what I want to do.
And what was the track like to ride? It's not quite like a Lommel where you can use the big bumps as waves almost and just glide over them. How would you compare it riding? I mean, at the end there it was brutal as well, but in a different kind of way to a Lommel type track.
Yeah, no, it's I must say this weekend was completely different than, for example, last year. I felt like the sand was more heavy, like
this year.
Yeah, this year, and they made a few more jumps again, which makes it more hard on the body also. I would say there were a few parts in which is really demanding on the body, and you know, if you're able to go through there with decent speed, it's still doable. But no, I feel like it was still very tough. I think everybody kind of suffered today, and so I did. So.
And confidence is always very important in this sport. After such a good weekend, I'm sure you're looking forward to the rest of the season now, and I'm sure you'll be knocking on that door for a podium. I'm sure that's the goal between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, sure. It's been the goal already for all the year, but things didn't go as planned. And but like I said, you know, this is a good step forward, and it's good for the confidence. It's good for the team. You know, they've been working very, very hard, and finally they have some reward as well. It was a good weekend.
Perfect, thanks for your time. Lama was only a few weeks ago, you missed it. Everyone else was well prepared for this GP, and you got a podium. You must be happy, very positive.
I would say really happy. Let's say the week of Locket Lama has been not super easy. I had a big cut after Locket that took quite a lot because I had infection and stuff like this. So yeah, it was not easy also for the body, but let's say in Sweden and here in Arnhem I had really good weekends, so I'm really happy.
I knew yesterday it was going to be a weekend for you because Saturday went well for you. You seemed to... Saturday is just soon, this year haven't gone to plan, so was it nice to have a good qualifying?
No, exactly like this. It hasn't been the best Saturday. Always quite in the back, and also this Saturday actually after time practice I was P16, so it was not super easy, but I put myself in a good position for today, so I'm really happy.
And just on the level, Lucas and Kai, everyone knows, well, they're really fast, especially in these conditions. What can the rest of you guys do to try and close the gap?
Yeah, go more fast in track. That's the secret. That is actually not a secret. That's the thing to do. So yeah, especially in the sand, they really have another one. They are in another one level. But it's nice. I will watch again the races to see what they do different. When we need to, let's say, learn from them in the sand. But yeah, I'm really happy to be the first one after them.
And where are you with the bike? I know you struggled a little bit over winter, but if you can put it on the podium here, have you made many changes lately in the sand with the bike?
We are not many changes, but we are always a little bit improving, understanding always more and more. So I think we are close to reach the good level of the bike. We are really close. I mean, we are already at good level, but we are close to reach the top. So yeah, pretty motivated with that. Perfect,
thanks for your time. At Arnhem, kinda like a home GP for you from Lama. You gave it everything you had there for the podium. Just came up a little bit short, but I think you can be really happy with your speed and progress all weekend, really.
Yeah, 100%. It's much better than the previous weeks where I've also felt good, but I just haven't had the speed. This week I had it in me. Track was super demanding and I was good throughout the whole moto. In fact, in the last moto I put my best lap in on the last lap, so that was cool. But a lot of positives. If I didn't have a couple dips in the middle of both motos, I think I had podium this weekend, so I'm a little bit bummed to miss it, especially because it was so close at the end with Andrea. But no, definitely positive. Go home with a bit of bonus money, so it's good.
And obviously this year you picked up the injury, but ever since you came back in Indonesia, you know, you're sort of running the same places as before the injury. That's not easy to do, but it goes to show the progress you're making this year.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like when I came back, I kind of felt stagnant. You know, I wasn't making progress. I kept getting like 8, 7, 6, and the speed and everything was good. You know, I was missing maybe a second a lap, 1.5 to Kai and Lucas, but that's at the moment that's a bit. It's tough to get there. But I was there with the other guys. It was all down to starts, I would say, which I fixed this weekend. You know, I've grown a pair and I go in hard in the middle, and that seems to be working. So slowly we're getting there. Small things everywhere. Every corner, every braking zone. If you can brake a little bit later, get on the gas a little bit earlier. That's actually what separates us. So we're getting there.
And like you said, a touchdown, the track was super demanding. It was really rough there today. What's it like to ride? It's not quite like a Lommel where you can just like blast over bumps. You have to ride it a different way.
I was gonna say, I just had the debrief and I also explained, like you cannot just, let's say, Jeffrey Herlings through the track, you know, where you hit everything as fast as possible and you can't do that because it's really hard base here, and the bumps are super sharp, so there's 2 or 3 bumps in every braking zone where you kind of got to help the bike, because if you don't, it's just going to kick you in the ass and you're going to go flying over. And I think you see it a lot with Sasha Kunin, obviously with the smaller legs. He must have had a lot of those moments. So it was super demanding on the arms, shoulders, legs, hips. You got to grip the bike a lot to keep it straight. But to be honest, I think my bike is the best in the MX2 class in terms of this kind of behavior. It sits, it stays, it goes where I want it to go. You know, I was riding behind some of the KTMs and they looked a little bit nervous at times, where I feel like I had a great advantage in the braking zones.
And I was going to ask you about the bike. Obviously it's the first year new brand, like even from the start of the season, how's the bike developed and now, and what kind of changes have you made?
I haven't made a lot of changes, to be honest. I've gone harder on springs, but that's because the pace has been going up, so I've gone faster. I hit everything a little bit faster, so I needed the harder springs. But I haven't made any changes. I've been working more on myself, off the bike, physically, and then obviously technique, like on the technique-wise on the bike, I had a lot of improvements to make. But this weekend was actually the first weekend that I made a pretty significant change. On the mapping, we took a lot of the engine braking off. So it was almost like a 2-stroke, you could say. You know, if you go off the gas, you roll, where there's no engine braking. And I liked it. You know, with the braking bumps, you can't necessarily use your back brakes a lot there, so it was good.
And I was talking to your mum the other week, and she told me about your brother and your dad having visa issues. I mean, you're coming from South Africa. I don't think you've seen them in 2 years. What's that like, you know, being on the other side of the world from your father and your brother? It must be quite tough, but at the same time, you seem to be loving life here.
No, 100%. It's hard to not be appreciative of where I am. You know, this is what I've dreamed of since I was, you know, and I honestly never thought I would make it here. So it's something that when I wake up in the morning, it's like, I'm Camden McLellan, I ride on the best team in the paddock. You know, it's something to look forward to every day. So it's easy in that regard, also because I'm doing what I love, you know. But no doubt it's not easy, especially for my mom. She's missing her other kid and my dad. So I would say it's much harder for her. I have a distraction, you could say. But I definitely miss them, especially on days like this where I do good. You know, I want to come off the track, give my dad and my brother a hug, but it's what it is.
And last question, just if you keep developing the way you're going, next year could be very bright for you. I guess the last stage is get to the same level in hardpack as you are in sand.
Yes. I think it's just build myself in terms of starts, speed. Like you say, on the hardpack I miss a little bit compared to the sand. So we're trying to kind of end the season consistently, 3, 4, 5 around there. You know, the first 2 are something at the moment, and then have a good winter and come out swinging next year for a title bid. I can't lie, that's the goal with the team. So we'll see.
Perfect. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Here at Arnhem, in terms of Glenn, an amazing performance this weekend. A qualifying race win. You must be really happy with his performance. And did you see that coming?
Yeah, for us it was a great weekend. Yesterday the qualifying win with Glenn. So yeah, he did really well. For us it was the best weekend so far. Same points as Geyser for the podium, but anyway, he made a big step, and 3 whole shots this weekend, so everybody happy. But also yesterday the qualifying win was special for Fantic because it was the first win in history. So yeah, it was really great.
And obviously you've worked with Glenn for a long time, but with Yamaha. But what's it like with the Fantic brand, and you're able to keep Glenn, which I'm sure was very positive for you?
Yeah, it's really great to work with Fantic people. They are so motivated, unbelievable, and we get great support from the factory, and they do everything for us. So setup of the bike is really good, and yeah, really happy with Fantic.
And Bram Bodgers, obviously he did not start the season with you, but you got him in as a fill-in rider, and he's been really strong, so I think you made a good decision there.
Yeah, with Brian, yeah, it was a good decision, and we are happy with Brian. But actually he had a tough weekend because of the crash in Sweden, but it was really painful for him, and yeah, he was riding to survive, let's say. But yeah, hopefully he will recover really quick for Switzerland, and will be strong at the last GPs.
And what's the goals for the rest of the season? I'm sure you want to get on that podium.
Yeah, the goal is to be on the podium, hopefully the rest of the season. So that's the goal for now. and we keep working really hard with the whole team, the whole crew. So that's the goal.
And obviously, last year you were running Yamaha for a number of years. Whenever the decision was made that you wouldn't run Yamaha, was it obvious that you would go Fantic, or were you talking to other brands? Or at the end of the day, you're Fantic though, and year one is going pretty good. You must be happy with how the first year is going.
No, it was not really clear that we would ride Fantic, but people from Fantic approached me, and we had a good meeting in the factory and came to each other. And so far, I'm really happy with those people.
And Glenn obviously is a 2-year contract, so that's good news. You've got Glenn next year as well, and Brian just extended his contract, so you must be happy to have both those riders for next year.
Yeah, yes, really happy that we can keep both riders for next year, but also the whole crew, all mechanics will stay, so it's really stable now in the team, and it's a good feeling.
And with Yamaha, quite a lot of the time you ran 3 riders. Is that something you'd like to do with Fantic, or are you just going to stick with 2 riders?
For next year we're going to stick with 2 riders, and it's stable now. It's everything is organised, and for now it's better to stay with 2.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a while, but first of all, back in the GP paddock and back racing WMX and in your home country.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back after announcing retirement?
Yesterday felt really good actually, but I'm not back because this was just a one-time thing. Yesterday I had a lot of fun and I showed like a really good first race, I think, because I come from no racing at all since I broke my leg, and I finished the moto strong, you know. I have been training and I could finish it in a good position, and I really liked riding. Today was unfortunately a little bit worse, but that is part of the sport and also part why I retired. So now I know that it's just a one more time thing, you know, to see that it's really nice on one side and can be a little bit tough on the other side, and it's unfortunate, but that's racing.
And obviously when you were a full-time WMX rider, you know, you came here to win. This weekend it was different. Did that take the pressure off, and were you able to enjoy it? Maybe in the past you couldn't enjoy it as much as this weekend?
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't enjoy riding here because it was always focusing on the end result, not on the riding. Like if you rode like shit and you still won the race, it was fine. If you rode like a really good race and you finished third, you always felt like, oh, I should have won. And now it was just, I not focused on the position, but I focused on my riding. And yesterday I felt like my riding was in the moto very strong and very good, and yeah, I was really prepared to set another good race today because I came out of my bed and I felt really good, but unfortunately it didn't work out the way we want because I had a start crash and the bike was pretty much damaged, so I pulled out of the race. But yeah, what I said, that's racing.
And whenever you did retire, did you ever stop riding completely, or did you always ride for fun? I know before this event I think you had 3 months on the bike, but that was just for fun.
Yeah,
did you ever stop completely?
Yeah, when I retired, maybe in 6 months after, I've been on the bike for like 5 times, something like that, and you start missing it because it's been my life and my lifestyle. And then I had a surgery in November again, which take me out of the bike for another 10 weeks. Then I start riding again a little bit, and then I had another surgery on my leg, which pulled me out another 6 weeks. And after that, I felt like, oh, I feel really good and I can ride a little bit more. And then when I start riding a little bit more, I was like, oh, I'm still pretty fast, and let's see if I can get a little bit fit again, because I was not fit in that year, you know. In that year also, you miss living or something, and when you go into the track training and you're riding and after 10 minutes you're tired, you're like, what am I doing? Because I should be able to ride for 30 minutes. And then that was my goal, to train again to make it longer, and then I was like, but why I want to ride longer? Because I'm not doing any races. And then I said, what if we go to Arnhem one more time, because I'm pretty fit and riding is good and just have fun.
And what is life like without motocross? What else do you do? Do you do any other sports or anything like that? Or
yeah, well, I work I have my own beauty company, and that I already have for 6 years. So also when I was a professional rider, I worked there.
Okay.
And since I retired, I work for Yamaha as an ambassador of the Blue Crew program and also as a coach. And that is really a really nice opportunity because they kept me inside the paddock and inside racing. And they give me an opportunity to not go into the black hole, you know. And yeah, that's what I do. I am doing training schools, and you can find me on the training track on a Wednesday just to have fun.
And do you train many girls, or is it guys as well? And out of the people you train, do you think there's a future Dutch, apart from Lottie obviously, a future Dutch WMX star possibly from the girls you train?
Yeah, because I prepared Danae Gillissen. She's also a Yamaha girl. Personally, I train with her many times. We do some bike testing, suspension, everything. I guide her through the trainings. And I think she has a really good potential to finish on the podium when she's a little bit older and when we have been training a little bit more. And yeah, at the Blue Crew program, there's boys, girls, there's a lot of talent inside that program, and we are trying to catch out the talents and give them some support and things like that. So we already have the young stars inside Yamaha racing for the future. So yeah, that's really nice.
And will you continue the ride just for fun now in the future?
Yeah, first this Wednesday I have a surgery on my knee again.
Okay.
And when I'm if I'm recovered from that, of course I still have my bikes and I will be riding, because it's not like that it's been your life and from one to the other day that's gone, and that is the nicest thing I do when I have free time. So yeah.
And do you think next year, if there's a WMX round here again, would you consider it, or is this definitely it?
No, I think this was it. I know now why I retired and why I'm not doing this on a professional base anymore, because it's not only this weekend. We've been preparing for 3 or 4 months, and that is pretty hard, harder than people can think.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and good luck with the Blue Crew.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Maybe the best weekend of the season so far?
Yeah, probably the best weekend. I mean, in Sardinia I went 1-4 because of a start crash second moto, and I was really close to winning some races, but yeah, to do it here in Netherlands, it's super nice to go with a 1-1. The crowd was amazing and I felt really good.
And 2 very different races. Yesterday, hole shot, it looked easy. Today, not such a good start. You had to fight your way through, but you showed you can win with or without a good start.
Yeah, I really showed I could also pass some guys, and came from the back, and I did really well. And I think no one was as fast as me that weekend, so I take this confidence into next week, and yeah, we're looking really forward.
And what was going through your head when you got the bad start in the second moto? Just stay calm, work one by one to get through the pack?
Yeah, I knew I was really fast on the track, so yeah, I saw Alex was in front of me, so he crashed, and then I took it easy. I didn't rush things, I took it easy, went one by one, and yeah, I got to the lead. I pushed 2 left, and then I took it easy.
And I think in Sweden, you know, Zanox cut across you at the start, and I think he done the same today. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. He can do what he wants, but I'm only 5 points away now, so if he does the next round, he crashes again, I take the red place. So you need to be careful, because one time I get him back and then it's real drama.
And what was your thoughts on the track? Yesterday was very, very rough. They did a little bit of prep, but still rough. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, this track is one of my favorite tracks in Holland, and yeah, I like how rougher, how better, so yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And I mean, this weekend it was wow speed. You haven't always showed that speed every round this year. What would you put that down to? Because if you rode like that every week, I mean, wow.
Yeah, I mean, this was really my practice speed actually. I think in practice I'm still a little bit faster, but I mean, I could show what I can do, and today I was finally some luck on my side, and also I did a really good job, so yeah, really happy.
And obviously in Herd at the Junior World Championship, the first moto, you didn't really ride like yourself. What would you put that down to? Was it maybe a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, you had quite a lot of pressure this weekend, but it didn't seem to matter?
Yeah, I put too much pressure on myself that weekend, and I decided to let it away this weekend, and I could show what I can do, and the World Championship was one of the baddest ride of my career, I think, so far, and especially on 1 to 5. So
Switzerland next weekend. What's your plans between now and then? A few days in the hard pack?
Yeah, I think day and Lely stopped, and yeah, we'll see.
And how are you feeling on the hard pack?
Yeah, feeling really good, especially I like rods, and I think my speed is also good on that. So.
And plans for next year yet? I guess you have to move up the EMX 250?
No, I can do one more year if I want, but I go to 250, but I can't announce my plans yet.
Are you looking forward to riding the 250 next year?
Yeah, I rode a couple of times and I really enjoyed it, so looking forward.
Perfect, thanks very much for your time and well done on the win.
Thank you.